Welcome to Electric Football, your premium football show. I'm Stu Pace, and that's Steve Brown.
I'm way too lit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What?
The lighting is terrible tonight.
Look at it.
Do not adjust your sets.
Yeah, back up. There we are.
All right, we'll go from here. Except I can't read my notes.
It's Electric Football. We talk about football. We really just are two fat guys telling pro athletes why they suck.
That's right.
And we're going to start with a great game. This is the game of the week, in my opinion. Raiders, Chiefs, old school. Where's John Madden and Hank Stram? And
matriculate down the field.
Yeah, matriculate, whatever. I didn't even matriculate through college, let alone down the field. Anyway, this is a tough pick. I went back and forth on this one a lot, and I'm going with the Chiefs just strictly based on home field advantage. Eric Berry, sign me up for the after-school special. I'm going to, fights off cancer, gets a pick 6, gets a pick 2. If you want to matriculate,
what a way to end a game.
That's a pick 8 or an average of a pick 4. Thank you very much. Yeah, crazy ending to a game, which, quite frankly, the one good thing about the NFL this year is the way they've changed the extra points and how that's added a dimension to the game.
This changed the game a bit.
Because for all of us bitching that the game's not that great, that has been one positive rule change as shown by the end of that game.
And that had to be the first time that's happened. That was the game-winning points, I would imagine. That's the first.
I can't think of another thought, but I can't think of anything because I'm lit from, our lights went supernova.
I don't know what happened.
Where's Half Moon Picks with his actual production skills? So I like the Chiefs. Stu?
Yeah, you know what? Raiders overcame a pretty big deficit to beat Buffalo, and they just seem to have it. The Chiefs have won the last 3 against the Raiders. I just think Oakland can kind of come back and win every game here, and until they don't, I'm going to take the Raiders.
There are some teams, the Raiders, the Chiefs last week, Detroit all year,
overcoming deficits,
that have just made a habit out of overcoming deficits, and sooner or later, probably in the playoffs, that's going to bite a few of them right in the ass.
We'll see who.
Steelers at Bills, and I like the Steelers pretty easy in this one. I thought they were impressive against the Giants. I think the Bills are a mediocre team at best. I'm taking a lot of road teams this week, folks, so maybe you might not want to listen to me. Go, Stu.
I'm agreeing with you. While a Buffalo win isn't impossible here, I just think the Steelers have the better talent overall. McCoy can run as good as Le'Veon Bell. Oh, there you are. But I just think the Steelers overall, better team on the road. You're right. I think I'm taking a lot of road teams too.
Broncos at Titans, and I'm sticking with my road team. They can win with Simeon. They can win with Lynch. They can win with Gerald McBoing Boing. They can win with Snuffy Smith. With a great defense. Remember Snuffy Smith?
I do.
Great player.
Barney Google.
There we go. And I'll tell you this, though. I was looking ahead, and the Titans have 2 first-round picks. They are set. I mean, if they draft well next year, they are set to be a damn scary team. Maybe pick up a premium wide receiver, maybe an edge rusher, but boy, the Titans aren't far away. But this week, I'm going to take the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans here. It's a good game. The Broncos' offense is just god-awful. And if we're not for this defense, they would not even be a blip on the radar for the playoffs. I just like the Titans in an upset. I like their offense. Go Titans.
It's understandable. I went back and forth on that one. Washington at the Eagles. And Doug Peterson is saying, some of my players really need trying. And that's a bad moment.
Yeah.
What happens there is, and it might be a good time to call them out because you're at home against a division rival. What happens there is either they kick the snot out of Washington this week or they prove Peterson right and he loses the locker room. I'm taking Washington. I think that right now they have been on a much more consistent roll than Philly. I think Philly is very up and down. It's going to happen when you're going with the rookie quarterback, and maybe he's hit the wall a little bit. So give me Cousins.
Expect it. They're both coming off losses, and realistically, neither one is going to make the playoffs. I mean, it's going to take a lot of things to happen. But it's a division game. Washington's has had the Eagles' number of late. So let's not be hasty, and let's just take the Redskins to bounce back here. That's what I'm doing.
All right. We have the Cardinals at Stu's Dolphins. Go, Stu.
Well, the Cardinals pasted the Eagles last week, and the offense came alive. And meanwhile, in the swamps of Florida, Miami just tries to rebound from their worst loss that I can remember. No confidence in my team to win this game. They usually have a December swoon, and I believe it's imminent. We're a year away from winning this game. You know, a couple decent draft picks. You know, a linebacker that can cover a fucking tight end. And maybe
Are they playing this game again in exactly a year?
I hope so.
Yeah, linebackers
Cardinals.
covering tight ends was actually a big. It's become a very big part of the NFL and was a key part of a lot of games last week. I'm with you on this. I like the Cardinals. I think the Dolphins shit the seabed last week.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to win 7, so to be here, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, you're playing with house money a little bit
Exactly.
right now.
Yep.
Vikings at Jaguars, and since we don't have a first-round pick because of the Bradford thing, I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikes because it really doesn't matter.
Bortles not progressing.
Oh wait, let me rant for 1 second.
Okay.
Holy crap! Did we have to come back and be within tying and just? And I don't care that they hit Bradford in the face after he threw that pass. It did not affect the play. It's like if you take a shot in basketball and 2 seconds later the guy punches you in the stomach. Does the ball veer off? He threw the pass. Hands were up where they should be. If you're a defender, you're trying to knock down the damn pass. If it barely goes like this, it's not a penalty. So, fellow Viking fans, if you're crying about the 2-point conversion and the no call, shut the hell up.
I
We lost
disagree
that
totally.
game.
I think that is a call that everyone makes, and they didn't make it. On the flip side, though, because the score stayed the way it was, I won $250. Anyway, I think Bradford can win this one here. Bortles is not progressing. Gotta get the sun out of your eyes. And the Vikings' chances of playoffs are fading, but I just think they're the better team.
Fading?
They're not out of it.
Fading. They were. What do we got? We got a horse.
Seeing ski on.
We got a horse fight here. Texans at the Colts.
Whoa.
And I got this from listening to ESPN Mike and Mike. I'm not claiming this one for myself. But if you have not checked out at Captain Andrew Luck on Twitter.
After you emailed me.
Holy crap, that guy. Whoever's running that Twitter account is a genius. Freaking brilliance. So I will try to go along. Dear Mother, I fear our defenses have been overrun by the men of Texas. All is lost. Remember me well to Father. I like the Texans in this one. I think, the Colts ran into a Jets team.
Wow.
that unbelievable. They had, I think it was 3 personal fouls, in the first half, and they should have had a 4th one because Hilton went out of bounds, and whoever number 48 on the Jets was just like wham, and I'm like,
Douchey McReynolds or
something. How do they not throw the flag on Douchey on the sidelines there? That was a team that showed. Well, we'll get to the.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Who are you taking?
We're not going to talk much of the Jets. I'm taking the Texans.
All right, I'm taking the Colts here.
Well, you're wrong.
All right. Well, Houston's won 3 straight, and the Colts humiliated.
I said you're wrong.
All right.
We're done here.
Texans.
No, take the Colts. Go with the Colts.
I am.
Please.
I said that. Do you think I'm going to?
It's okay.
I'm just going to, because you're angry?
Why the Colts?
I just think they have the better offense here. Nobody has any confidence in Rock Brotweiler and Lamar Miller's gimpy, and nah. Colts.
Fair enough. Chargers at the Panthers, and Ron Rivera is questioning the mental health, and he's questioning Cam's style. And when you question Cam's style, you better come correct. You better come GQ yourself, Mr. Rivera. I actually think that the Panthers are one of the many teams that have now quit for the season. And I think the Chargers put up a good fight last week, and I like them here.
From what I'm watching, Phil Rivers seems to throw an interception that's a game killer at the end of a couple games this season. I'm just taking the home team because, you know what? The Chargers aren't very good, and the Panthers are much better than they're playing. And I know Luke Kuechly.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. Son of a bitch. Dear mother, Steve is so angry. I fear this might be my final moments on earth. Bengals-Browns.
Bengals-Browns. We've got a B fight. If the Browns, maybe the Browns, the Bengals are going to win this game.
It's just the odds. I'm taking Cleveland.
Good for you.
Come on, Cleveland.
This time I hope you're right.
I'm going to put $100 on Cleveland.
We're pulling for you, namesakes.
I have $7 on me.
Chicago at Detroit. The Lions smell the NFC North title.
Go
Matthew
figure.
Stafford is sniffing at the MVP. And I smell stew, which is a mixture of Bailey's, which is kind of like spoiled milk, and boiled cabbage.
And Arm
sort
and
of
Hammer.
mixed together, along with that brute Fabergé
I don't need cabbage.
high karate that he got in 1970s.
You might smell Old Spice,
Yeah.
but the CVS version. I think that's why I'm breaking out.
What is the CBS version of Old Spice?
Just like kind of Old Spice.
Anyway, Detroit wins this game. Detroit takes the NFC North. Goodbye. So long. See ya.
Stupid Stewart is taking the Lions and the Laugher, so probably the Bears will win this game just because I'm finally taking Detroit. You know what? They keep winning. Why not take them? Because I'm taking them. But I am taking the Lions.
Jets at the 49ers. And
Wow.
oof. Da, mein
Can we
Gott, oy vey.
Can we
one's a
flex this to
mess.
1 a.m.? Who the fuck's going to watch this?
Wow. Stu's upset about that one.
Why is this on TV? I'm going to have to go to this club to watch the Dolphin game because the Jets-Niners game will be the only fucking game on Channel 2 in New Jersey.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles finally showed some emotion, and it was not good emotion. It was like they kicked the butt stuffing out of us. I mean, and they did. That was one of the biggest laydowns I've ever seen by a team, especially his defensive line, which seems to be the heart of the problem on this team right now.
Which is supposed to be the strength of the whole goddamn team.
Well, I mean, you've got all like number one draft picks. It was supposed to be, the sack exchange 2 kind of thing. And
it's the suck exchange.
It seems to me that Richardson and Wilkerson are leading the team in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
They have not set a professional standard, and I would like to see Bowles stay, and I'd like to see those guys go. I'd like to see them clear out, maybe keep the younger guys, but definite big changes need to be made for the Jets. And unlike the Titans that I talked about earlier, I think the Jets have a couple of years of suckdom in front of them. I think they're in a lot of
hope.
Right.
Literally no hope right now.
I think they're in a lot of trouble. I think San Francisco is too, actually. But if you said to me, if you were going to be the GM or if you were going to take over as the coach of which of these two teams, I would take the 49ers in a heartbeat based on their rosters.
And that's who I'm taking in the game.
Me too. Saints at Buccaneers, and yo-ho-ho and a bottle of Shiner Bock.
No. Look at these other pirates flying under the radar.
It's a pirate kind of year, folks.
It really is, yar.
The NFC sucks this year, and I got that from my boy Harrison Brown, so I'm going to give him credit on that. But it really does. The NFC is really down, and the AFC is a much better division. And in the NFC, Tampa Bay suddenly looks viable. I mean, everyone's on the Dallas bandwagon, and Dallas does what they do, and they do it well. Seattle has its shining moments where they really look like they're back to what they once were. Then they crap the bed real quick. Then they have another shining moment. So Tampa Bay has a chance and is on a bit of a run here. I like them against the Saints. You ever notice how a lot of teams are the same every year, and the Saints are a couple of players short every year? Mm-hmm. And I don't know how that is. Like the Raiders always lead the league in penalties, and the same old Jets are the same old Jets, and the Vikings are always right there in the median, right in the middle, right where you don't want to be because you don't get to get draft picks. And the Saints are always just a couple of players short, and usually a couple players short on defense. And they are again this year.
Yeah. And Tampa's, you know what? Because they're in the same division, they know who they are. I think Tampa's defense is built well enough to play against that kind of team. I'm taking Tampa. You know what? With a Tampa win and a Falcons loss, Tampa's number one in their division.
But the Falcons are not going to lose because the Falcons are going against the Rams, and the Falcons just simply outgunned them here. They gave one away last week. That's painful stuff. And I think they come out and just blow a Rams team that has been, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest disappointment this season.
But we've got Jeff Fisher for 2 more years, Rams fans.
Yeah, there was an interesting move.
What?
I mean, the man did take a team to the Super Bowl and was
but
inches away from winning one.
You know what is like? He's like 6 games away from being the losingest head coach ever.
Is that true?
Something. Well, maybe a little more than 6, but he's not far away.
Okay. Can our stats team get on that and give us the losingest coach
You know
ever?
what? 316, Dolphin 316 is going to have the answer before I get home.
Yeah, before we
this.
it'll actually be posted before we upload the video.
It's probably there already.
So I like the Falcons. You like the Falcons?
Yes.
Okay. Seahawks at Green Bay, and Green Bay they were fun. They were playing in the snow.
It's going to snow again.
Jordy Nelson was going up and snatching balls away from people. Aaron Rodgers, said we can run the table. He's wrong. Seattle is going to beat them. Seattle's secondary is set up to shut down what Green Bay does well. Seattle's defensive line is going to be able to control Green Bay from running the ball. Seattle will win this game. Stu, you got to do it like this.
I know. Well, the schizophrenic Seahawks are going right into Green Bay where it's going to be snowing. I don't think they travel well in that condition. Stop it. You're scaring the shit out of me. So I'm going to put $1 on Aaron and the boys taking Green Bay.
Wow. It has been just a tough week for Stu. Dallas at the Giants.
I think I'm doing well so far.
As I've been saying, the Giants are the fakest team this year, and you saw it exposed by Pittsburgh. Watch Dallas with a superior offensive line, superior running back, an improved defense that is not on the field nearly as much because Ezekiel Elliott is the real deal behind. I think, Stu and I might be the real deal behind that line. Dallas is going to come in, blow the Giants off the line, get an early lead, and Eli will make mistakes. Dallas wins this game easy.
I'm taking the Cowboys too, but this is one of those games the home team can get up for. The crowd's going to be going nuts. So if you're not from New Jersey area, you don't know how nuts these Giants fans are. They're not crazy, stupid assholes like the Jets fans, but they're
no offense.
They're total offense intended.
All due respect, Jets fans.
No Jets fans watch this anyway. So.
Nobody watches this.
That's true too. Thank you, Andrew, for watching our show. But the fans are going to be out of their minds, and if the weather holds and it's not too terrible out, the place will be rocking. But I am taking the Cowboys because they're just better.
Yeah.
Giants have no run game. Period. Zero. Nothing. Zip.
It doesn't seem possible that the Giants will sweep the Cowboys this year. It just they won week one.
I don't think so either.
It doesn't seem possible. Ravens at Patriots. I'm gonna let you go on this one because this is the second best game of the week in my eyes.
Why, God? Why is this game in New England? Why is it when you look at the schedule of everybody in the AFC East that the Patriots get all the hard games at home and we all have to travel? I got to go to California for 2 goddamn weeks. And the Patriots sit home going, oh, Giselle, I have to go back to the stadium. It looks like we have a game again. Fuck you. But I am taking the Patriots because you know what?
A, Stewart broke out the F-bombs this week. And B, his tinfoil hat is sitting right next to him.
The Ravens are tough, and they have a very good defense. But do you see the Patriots losing this week to Joe Flacco? The Ravens aren't as good as they looked against Miami. Miami is just as bad. They couldn't defend, a sand fort against a crab if they wanted to at this point. But I just think, even without Gronkowski,
oh no, a crab is coming for our sand
defend
fort.
the sand fort. That's a pirate week.
We must hold the line. Dear mother, the crab has taken the fort.
The North looks to be closing in on us.
A blue claw, a Yankee blue claw has rent us asunder.
And all we have to defend ourselves are these weeds. I don't know. I'm taking the Patriots.
I am too, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. So, Xander, you tell me why the Patriots are this good. They've got Edelman, Hogan, Amendola. They've got Deion Lewis. None of these are names that scare you.
But did you see that pass to Hogan in the corner?
Yeah.
He didn't even have to look. He just closed his eyes. The ball went in his hands, and he crossed the goal line. That's how great Brady is.
Is it just that simple?
It's just that simple.
Because for years now, I've looked at that Patriots roster and I've gone, they're not that good.
Just go there and the ball will be there.
Is it Belichick? Is it that defensive guy with the beard and the backward hat?
Mike Patricia?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's why he doesn't leave, because you can win Super Bowls in
It's
New England.
unbelievable what they do with what I would consider to be not the most talented roster. And,
They never are.
And their willingness to get rid of talented, troubled players.
Do your job.
Well, except, LeGarrette Blount, who was a talented, troubled player in college, it has now become like a battering ram for them. They are the best coach team I think I have ever seen. And I do not think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, but that's probably because I'm looking at him with 50-year-old eyes and not the 10-year-old eyes with the guys that I loved,
Well, it's also a different game. Our guys were getting killed in the backfield.
Yeah, the question of Sam Bradford's thing being a penalty would have been a joke in the 70s. They used to
give him his head back.
They literally used to hold down Roger Staubach and take out his organs.
Yeah.
And he would get up and run for a touchdown on the very next play.
Operation on a fumble. Hey, while you're down there, take my liver out, will you? A spleen?
Yeah. Joe Green recovered the ball. L.C. Greenwood recovered the spleen.
First Steelers!
We love you guys. That's Electric Football.
Comment.
Shut it off.
See you next week. I don't know where the arrow is.
Hit the like button, not the dislike button, because it hurts us in our heart.
See you next week.